We're going to play another rapid game. 10 minutes, no increment. We have the white pieces. We're going for a Queen's Gambit. That's going to be the opening that I play in the speed run. And we already have an inaccuracy. This is very common though. You're taught early on to get the bishop out before you block it in with the pawn. But this already allows me a double attack. So I'm attacking that pawn, and I'm also attacking the pawn on b7 here. So small mistake early, definitely not a winning advantage that I have, but as early as move 2, after move 2, white already made a mistake, or black already made a mistake, rather. So we'll see what he decides here. The Queen's Gambit is a great opening. It's good for beginners. There's lots of little traps that beginners can fall into, and it's obviously very reputable even at grandmaster level. That is another interesting move. I guess it attacks the pawn. So takes, check. He has to block. So let me play this out. So takes, I go check. I guess he could block with the pawn in that situation. That would be, oh wait, no he can't, because then the knight would fall. So takes, check, blocks. What if I play my pawn e4 in this position? Am I threatening to, I guess the bishop can drop back. Then I get my bishop out, and all of a sudden there's some pressure on this knight. I could also just go for takes, trade. But then he has that fork opportunity. Let's go for this, that first line that I was showing. Yep, and this should actually just win the knight because the pawn covers the blocking check. So there you have it. As soon as move, it'll be my 6th move, I'll win a piece. Okay, and I'm up a piece, so I'm happy to trade here. Now we're just going to develop our pieces, can trade down if it makes sense, and we should win this game pretty straightforward. Best move is probably e3. If I play here, he might have to drop the bishop back to defend that square, but then I have this check. This might be overdoing it. He also can just castle. So yeah, probably not as good as if I just played e3 in this position, but worth a try. Okay, and he actually does allow me to give the check. So now his king's gonna be stuck in the center. Let's keep on trading pieces. Send another check. This blunts the bishop and it opens up our bishop to get out. Next 2 moves will likely be bishop d3 and castles. Or even something like bishop d3, king e2 would be perfectly good and reasonable move. If that pawn weren't there, I'd be able to play that move. Okay. All right, I will just castle. No reason not to just trade here. Since we're up a piece. Important thing for beginners in these positions, it's nice to play a move just like h3 so that there's no back rank checkmate. Okay, he kicks my knight out. I could allow him to take and then hit him with this check and pick up a rook. That's very unnecessary though. Let's just drop my knight back. Drop my bishop back. I guess in this position I could have considered knight takes, because then I get a, I still could. So knight takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, check, king moves, and I pick up the rook for 2 pieces, the rook and a pawn for 2 pieces. That's not a good trade for me. It would still be winning, but better just to play this the way I am. Let's go ahead and move the knight or the bishop here though. I am threatening to take on e5 because that's a fake defense, because it can't actually take its pin to the king. So our opponent does address that issue. Let's just keep looking to simplify. Okay. I think we can start to move the king forward just a little bit. We're in great shape though. We control the one fully open file in the position. Oh, I might have just made a mistake. Looks like that forks these 2 pieces. All right, I got a little bit uncareful there. That's unfortunate. Hopefully we can still convert this game. Material is going to be even after takes or takes. Let's double his pawns. He does have a couple of double pawns, so I have the better pawn structure. I think I do still have an advantage in the endgame, but I'm gonna have to play well. The idea here is we don't want to rush in, we want to bring our king. He's taking a step back with his king, which is an interesting decision. If I play here, that prevents his king from moving forward. This is not so simple. He offers the rook trade. I don't want that. I think if I trade rooks, it's probably just a draw. Okay, let's get into the position. If he goes, okay. He's there, I think. I like this move. Prevents his king from getting in. If we go there, that's almost checkmate. He has that square there. So there, yeah, that's a no-brainer. Let's go there. And I'm gonna pick up this pawn. So I'll be up a pawn. He'll still have these double pawns. I think I have some winning chances, although this is a drawish endgame. But I like the progress I've made in the last few moves. Good game by Mr. 4 Block 793 after making a mistake early though. He probably has to go all the way back to E5. If I go there, go there. I'll throw in the check. If he goes forward, close. I think he has to go back here. If he goes forward, I think I just play rook g6. I'm in really good shape. So he does go back. Let's keep an eye on this pawn. Yeah, so but now I can play this move. And I think it's looking really bad for my opponent now. He might have to go king there, but then I can try and make a passed pawn with my 2-on-1 over here. Okay, he doesn't. He goes for counterplay instead. Do I rush with taking that pawn? No, let's go. Takes. Assuming he's going here, then I'm gonna take. If he takes, I'm going to take with check. And then save that pawn and be in very good shape. Okay. Let's continue with the plan. We only have a minute left, so we'll move somewhat fast here, but our 2 pawns should be enough to win the game. Now up 3 pawns. I will happily okay, that definitely loses because that forces the rook trade. And I'm going to queen first here. All right. We can just do that and get a couple of queens. Lather mate. All right, that's checkmate. Let's take a quick look at the analysis board. We caught our opponent early. So yeah, that's already a bad move. The opponent really should just, in this position, Queen's Gambit declined is the most solid move. I play correctly here, and then yeah, our opponent's already in big trouble. He takes that, but then this check is the dagger that picks up the pawn. At this point, we just develop naturally. That was a sloppy move. I should have just played e3, but not the big deal. We continue to trade off. And there's not a whole lot to analyze here, except for when I make a mistake right here. That's a bad move, and our opponent found the way to punish it. He picks the piece back up here, and now we're in an end game that's equal. This should be a draw with best play. We march forward though. We slowly make improvements. You can see it was up to +3 here. What? If I play f4 check, king goes over, And then I trade rooks. Why is this so good? I play king f2. Okay, and yeah, he just has literally 0 legal moves. He has to play these pawn moves, b4. Okay, and yeah, I can just go a4, c4, a5, c takes b3, a6, b2, a7, he makes a queen, I make a queen. Why? Yeah, why can't he just check me here? So I guess I'm able to hide on h2, and then I go here, and I guess there's just nothing the opponent can do to prevent me from just playing checkmate. Well, that would have been very hard to see. Let's go back to the game. I don't play that. I move my rook out of the way. So here, oh, this I should have seen. F4 check would have just picked up the rook. That was a super easy find. I missed that. At this point though, I already did feel like I was taking over the game. I pick up a pawn, and yeah, I'm already much better. I play the check, threaten this pawn again, move my king forward, pick up another pawn, pick up another pawn, and at this point, it's over, and then I did a lot of pre-moves, which was unnecessary, but... All right, well, that's the game. Thanks for joining.